Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? Today I will tell you the role of nephron in urine formation. In the last week, we have discussed that nephron has two parts, renal corpuscle and renal tubule. We will recap its structure through the video. A nephron consists of a glomerulus and a cup-shaped structure known as Bowman's capsule. These two structures are collectively known as renal corpuscle. The renal corpuscle opens into highly convoluted structure known as proximal convoluted tubule, which descend down to form descending limb of loop of Henle. Then it moves upward and form ascending limb, which opens into another highly convoluted structure known as distal convoluted tubule. Many distal convoluted tubule opens into a collecting. The main function of kidney is urine formation. It takes place in 3 steps. Number 1, pressure filtration. Number 2, selective reabsorption. And the last one is tubular secretion. Pressure filtration, it is also known as ultrafiltration or glomerular filtration. It occurs in renal corpuscle. Oxygenated blood carrying both useful and waste materials enter kidney via renal artery. It divides into many smaller arteries which divide into arterioles and then into glomerulus. Imagine what will happen when at pickup time all the classes will come out and small gate will open instead of main gate. All the students will jam pack and start pushing each other. You know that glomerulus receives blood through efferent arteriole having a larger diameter. The blood leaves glomerulus through efferent arteriole having smaller diameter. It is clear from this diagram. The walls of glomerulus are highly porous as compared to normal capillaries. So water, salts, glucose and urea from blood is forced out of glomerular capillaries into Bowman's capsule, and now it is called glomerular filtrate. The mnemonics for glomerular. We can easily remember the composition of this filtrate by this mnemonics. Ultimately, for urea, Go for glucose, with for water, Sig for salts, brother for Bowman's filtrate. So we can remember the statement, ultimately go with Sig, brother. You can understand the phenomenon of pressure filtration by considering the tea or kahwa from teapot represents blood, the strainer represents glomerulus, whereas the stained tea is equal to glomerular filtrate and the cup it represents Bowman's capsule. Now the question arises, which materials cannot be filtered? The blood cells and proteins cannot move through the glomerulus due to their larger size, just as the tea leaves cannot pass through the strainer. Now the next question it should be in your mind is, what is the importance of pressure filtration? It is clear from this figure that when the blood enters glomerulus through afferent arteriole, it is oxygenated and it contains waste. But when it leaves glomerulus through efferent arteriole, it is still oxygenated, but it does not contain waste. But urine formation is not so simple. In glomerular filtrate, the useful substances having smaller size are also present. So, the next step is selective reabsorption. Selective means the substances which are of your interest, they are reabsorbed in peritubular capillaries surrounding renal tubule. During this step, 99% of the glomerular filtrate has been reabsorbed. Most of the selective reabsorption occurs in proximal convoluted tubule. The salts and water, they are reabsorbed in loop of Henle, whereas again reabsorption of water and salts, it occurs in distal convoluted tubule. It is clear from the next table that in proximal convoluted tubule, some water, salts, and almost all of the glucose, it has been reabsorbed, whereas loop of Henle is U-shaped and it consists of descending lymph. The descending lymph, it is permeable to water, whereas ascending lymph, it is permeable to salts. Again, in distal convoluted tubule, the reabsorption of water and salts occur. You can remember it through the mnemonics that descending lymph, descending for down, down, W represents water. That is, descending lymph is permeable to water and water it removes through osmosis. Ascending, as A for ascending, S for salt. The salts, they are removed from Henle's loop through active transport. You can understand selective reabsorption by considering that the garbage bin is renal tubule containing waste and discarded items representing glomerular filtrate. A garbage lifter only picks materials of his own interest like plastic bottles and tins, etc. Normally, our urine does not contain glucose, but in diabetic patients, the level of glucose is very high in blood and it is more than the need of body. So it is not completely absorbed by the nephron and is present in urine. The third step is tubular secretion. Like selective reabsorption, it also occurs in renal tubule. In this case, the substances they moves from peritubular capillaries to renal tubule. That is, during this process, the direction of substances are opposite to that of selective reabsorption. During this process, certain ions like hydrogen ions, urea, ammonia are secreted from blood into filtrate. The importance of this process is that this process maintains the pH of blood, which is 7.35 to 7.45. You can remember tubular secretion by this example, in which the blue bin, it represents peritubular capillaries. The discarded papers, they represent hydrogen ions, urea, ammonia or drugs, and the red bin, it represents renal tubule. That is, this diagram shows that the waste materials, they are moving from peritubular capillaries to renal tubule. In this figure, the three processes of urine formation, they are shown by three different colors. The ultrafiltration or pressure filtration, it has been represented by green arrow, showing the filtration occurs from glomerulus to Bowman's capsule. The water reabsorption, that is shown by light blue color, it occurs in proximal convoluted tubule, but most of it occurs through descending lymph, whereas it also occurs in distal convoluted tubule. The selective reabsorption of glucose, it occurs through proximal convoluted tubule, whereas the reabsorption of salts, it occurs through ascending lymph and distal convoluted tubule. The tubular secretion, it occurs in proximal as well as in distal convoluted tubule. This diagram represents the direction and occurrence of the three processes of urine formation. The first process, ultrafiltration, it occurs in renal tubule. The second process, that is selective reabsorption, it occurs from renal tubule to peritubular capillaries, whereas the waste substances are secreted from peritubular capillaries to renal tubule during tubular secretion. From this diagram, it is clear when the blood enters kidney through renal artery, it contains oxygen as well as waste. But when it leaves the kidney through renal vein, it is deoxygenated and it is filtered. It does not contain any waste. The waste and the toxic materials like hydrogen ions, urea and ammonia, they leave through ureter as urine. Now, if we consider the pathway of urine flow, it is clear that the filtrate present in distal convoluted tubule is now known as urine. From here, it moves into collecting ducts. Many collecting ducts open into pelvis. The pelvis opens into ureter. The two ureters, they take blood into urinary bladder. The urinary bladder, it excretes out the After selective reabsorption and tubular secretion, the filtrate present in distal convoluted tubule is known as urine. The urine from distal convoluted tubule enters into collecting ducts. Many collecting ducts, they open into pelvis. The pelvis, they open into ureter. The two ureters, they bring the urine to urinary bladder where it is temporarily stored, and then it excretes out of the body through urethra. We can remember the pathway through this statement: DC called people useful, undergraduate, unemployed, out. DC for distal convoluted tubule, collecting ducts called, pelvis people, ureter useful, urinary bladder undergraduate, urethra unemployed, and out of body out. This table explains the chemical composition of human urine. It contains 95% of water. It contains 9.3 gram per liter of urea, 1.87 gram per liter of chloridines, 1.17 gram per liter of sodium ions, 0.75 gram per liter of potassium ions, whereas other ions and compounds, they are present in variable amounts. Urine formation occurs in three steps. Number one is ultrafiltration or pressure filtration. Number two is selective reabsorption. And third is tubular secretion. Kidneys are dark, red, bean-shaped organs present in abdominal cavity. Right kidney lies under liver. The two kidneys are present, one on each side of vertebral column. The left kidney lies under spleen. They filter blood to remove nitrogenous waste and regulate the level of water and salts. A membranous structure called renal capsule helps to protect kidney against infection and injuries. It encloses each kidney. A sectional view of kidney shows that it consists of two parts. Number one is renal medulla and number two is renal cortex. Each kidney is made up of more than 1 million of nephrons. These are the structural and functional unit of kidney. Now the filtrate moves into distal convoluted tubule. Here again the reabsorption of water and salts occur. In renal tubule, another process is occurring, that is tubular secretion. The ions like hydrogen ion, ammonia or urea, they are secreted from peritubular capillaries into renal tubule. Now the filtrate is known as urine. It moves into collecting ducts. Many collecting ducts open into renal pelvis. The renal pelvis opens into ureter. The two ureters of each side open into urinary bladder. Here, urine is stored temporarily. You have to do your assignment on rough sheets. Name the three steps of urine formation. You have to provide differences between tubular secretion and selective reabsorption and the composition of glomerular filtrate. The 9 terms are given. There is a flow sheet in the next slide. You have to insert these terms at their appropriate places. You have to complete this table by writing the amount of substances present in renal artery and renal vein. I hope now the structure of nephron and function is clear to you. May Allah bless you with faith, knowledge and health. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.